What's going on, fellow dropouts? Welcome back to the show. You've got Andy and Cole as your co-hosts.
What's up, guys?
As always, what's up, Cole?
What's up, Andy?
How are you?
Good, man. Good. I'm excited to talk about this movie. How are you?
I'm good. I'm also excited to talk about this movie. I should scoot you back because you're really close to me this time around. Anyways, we're reviewing a cool movie today that came out recently, still in theaters. The release date, I don't know. I don't know when it was released, but it was recently. Do you know the release date?
I think it was. Well, I actually saw it early. I saw it on Tuesday of last week.
Okay.
But I think it came out this last weekend. I'm pretty sure.
So how did you see it early?
I just was able. My friend Jake, he got tickets early, and we went and saw it. Or it didn't come out. Maybe it came out the weekend before, and I'm just
that's probably what happened. We saw so Bullet Train is the movie this week. But first, a couple things that we just want to shout out. So our review on RRR. I don't know how you guys are responding to it. I don't know if you liked it or not on the podcast, but it blew up big time on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So shout out to all of our Tollywood friends over the pond in India. A lot of people are vibing with us doing Indian movies. So maybe we'll do some more. Tollywood Tuesday might be a thing.
Tollywood, yeah.
But yeah, RRR was super fun to review. So we're glad that some people are watching and enjoying it on YouTube. And if you haven't heard it, go back and listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever. And then more excitingly, this past episode that we dropped on Friday the 12th, I believe, was our first ever episode in a new series that we're doing called Cast and Crew. And it featured Tina McKissick, who is one of the industry's most decorated stunt women. She's worked on an insane amount of films, and we had a really great time with our first guest on the show. And go watch it. It's really cool. Go listen to Tina's insight in the industry and enjoy it.
Yeah, and she's a really cool person too. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's really fun. She's hilarious, and she's a good friend of mine and now Cole's. And it was just really fun having her on the show. So yeah, go treat yourself to that episode. She talks about working with really famous people. It's really cool. So yeah, go watch that. But without further ado, let's get into this episode. Let's shout out some new followers. Woo! Okay. So we have Daniel Scarpati. He is on Instagram as Passing Planes Productions LLC. Looks like he's a independent filmmaker.
Yeah, I saw that. That was really cool.
Yeah, so big shout out to you, Daniel. If you're listening, let us know what you do because your profile looks really sweet.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel.
I'm curious to see if you do like commercial work, what kind of filmmaking you do. So thanks for the support, man. We have Kimmy Darling. Sorry, I just had to say that in a British accent. She looks like she could be friends with Tina. Oh. She started following us. Shout out Kimmy Darling. And going forward, we have Judy Brown Compton, straight out of Compton. No, I'm kidding. Shout out Judy. Thanks for following us. Let's go, Judy. We have Jessica Ann Williams. She's also a stunt woman. So lots of stunt people followed us.
Awesome. After
hearing that Tina was on the show. So yeah, shout out Jessica. Thank you for following us. And then we'll do, this is the last one, Stephen Kopfer. He is a big time stunt person in the industry. He is. Wow. Cole and I were talking about you, Stephen, earlier off air. But Stephen is really cool. He is a big time stunt guy in the industry. Worked on like some John Wick movies and a bunch of other like really cool like action movies. So you know his stunt work is like top notch and whatnot. So
that is really cool.
Really appreciate. Yeah, super cool. We really appreciate the support from you, Stephen. So thanks for following us. Give it up for our latest dropouts. Okay. All right. Without further ado, let's talk about Bullet Train.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So
So
I didn't
Bullet
know a
Train.
lot about the. Yeah, I didn't know a lot about this movie. Kind of similar to Nope. I watched one trailer. I don't know if there were like multiple trailers that came out.
There was.
Okay.
It was actually exactly like Nope, which is really funny because they weren't too far away from each other in release dates.
Yeah. Right.
But Nope had a amazing first trailer, and the second trailer was just kind of not that good, and it spoiled a lot too. The exact same thing happened with Bullet Train. Yeah. I remember I was in theaters to see another movie, and the second trailer for Bullet Train came on, and I'm like, this is just not hitting the same vibes as the first trailer did. And it got me really worried because I'm like, this second trailer is not very good. So I'm glad the movie still came out good, which, by the way, I liked it.
I know you did. I knew you would like this movie.
But yeah,
I only saw the first one. So I only saw the first trailer, and I was like, I don't know what this movie's about.
The first trailer just tells you all you need to know. It is so good. Like, I was hooked the minute I saw that first trailer. So I'm glad, again, you didn't see the second one, because I saw both the second Nope trailer and this trailer, the second one.
Yeah. I'm going to start doing that from now on. I'm only going to watch like either, because a lot of productions will release a teaser trailer, which is like less than 2 minutes. I might just only watch those going forward.
I
not
recommend
watch like the full release trailers, because I'm enjoying going into movies. This is the second time now that we've had the podcast and I've done that. But I've gone in kind of blind, and it's been really it's enhanced the viewing experience.
I would agree. So
I think modern trailers just give away too much nowadays.
Oh, they do.
So they do. Yeah, I really enjoyed that going into Bullet Train. Pretty much all I knew was that Brad Pitt played this. I don't know. I assumed that he was like some kind of hitman guy. I don't really know. Work for hire guy. But he's tasked with finding this briefcase. And yeah, that's really all I knew. And then he was going to have a bunch of adversaries in the way of his mission. But I really enjoyed his character in the trailers, because he just seemed like this, like kind of like lackadaisical goofball. laid back, very funny. And he was just kind of like going through all these crazy action scenes, and he was just like saying funny things in the process. So I was like, this is gonna be like an interesting take on action. So that's all I knew.
Yeah, he's kind of like a freelance hitman.
Yeah. Freelance. Yeah. So let's dive in to the movie.
I'll just say this. Exactly what you thought it was going to be, that's exactly what we got. Like,
pretty much, but with a lot more story.
Oh yeah. So like right off the bat, you said that he's just kind of like this quirky guy that just is in these action sequences, and it's like it's a nice twist on action. And the reason why it works so well for me is that it's almost like it's second nature to him. He's just like, oh yeah, I deal with this all the time. Like it's nothing surprising to him. So when he's in these action fights, he's just kind of like, dude, what are you doing? Like, chill out. Yeah.
I do want to real quick. Sorry. I want to just make it clear. These are spoiler reviews.
Yeah.
just very clear. So go ahead. Spoiler warning.
We kind of didn't do that for the other episodes, but oh well.
It's our 7th
episode. Spoiler. No, but he is my favorite character in the entire movie. I thought he was the best just because of how simple he is. Like he's just a dude there for a job, and he's just funny and quirky and different.
Yeah.
And I think that was a fresh take on action. Because a lot of these action movies, like this guy himself, the director, he worked on John Wick, right? Is that what like John Wick is just another, I would say not like a typical action hero, but it's not anywhere like different. Like it's just a guy that's serious and it's all serious, whereas Brad Pitt is kind of like a quirky, funnier take on like action heroes. So I thought that was really unique and interesting.
Yeah. So Brad Pitt's character is called Ladybug. That's his code name.
That set the tone.
His whole shtick is, and I my dad corrected me later on in the movie, but I thought he was an assassin. And his whole thing was that he's like coming back and recovering from like accidentally killing someone. So he took time off of his profession to like seek therapy and get mentally right. So he's like super, like he doesn't kill people, which I was like, it's weird that he's an assassin, but he's like a pacifist at the same time. But he says later that he's just a grab and go guy. So he just like does like heist work pretty much. But yeah, he's this funny dude who's like all peaceful and like new age, but he's like in this really terrible profession where it like forces him to be the opposite. But he kind of considers himself an unlucky person, which is really funny. So that's his like setup as Ladybug.
Yeah, no, he's great. And it really works for the atmosphere as well. Like when you put that character with all these super serious characters, it works out great. Like
some of them are serious.
Yeah, but that's true. Like a lot of them are kind of quirky as well. But I mean, there's some serious characters. Like what's that guy's name? The Wolf? Is that
the Wolf? Yeah. Who's played by Bad Bunny? I don't know if you know who Bad Bunny is.
Okay, so that's who Bad Bunny is. I kept hearing like there's this rapper in this movie, and I'm like, who is this?
Bad Bunny is like a reggaeton artist.
Okay, yeah. So,
but he was in the movie for not that long, and I feel like that was a lot of the characters were not in the movie for that
That's
long.
True. It was mainly Brad Pitt and then those two dudes that were also hitmen or something. I don't know.
Lemon and Tangerine. Which they were great, bro. They were funny.
They were
very funny.
And that's another thing about this movie that works so well is that it's not only is it an action movie, but it's an action movie with great comedy.
Yeah, it's like it has dark comedic elements.
Yeah, in it. And that was something refreshing as well. I really enjoyed watching and having a laugh every now and then. Like it's a perfect balance. I think it was fun.
Yeah, I want to ask you. You're a big fan of someone that I'm thinking of, and I will tell you, if I didn't know anything about movies, especially like about this movie, if I had watched this, I would have thought that this movie was directed by a very specific person.
Okay.
Can you guess who I'm thinking of?
And I'm a big fan of this director.
Yes.
Is he older?
Older. I mean,
oh God,
he's not like my age. Not our age.
Oh no!
I would have the style of this movie. There a lot of like storytelling elements. I would have thought that this was straight out of that director's playbook.
Oh, are you thinking of Tarantino?
Yes.
This
movie felt so Tarantino to me.
It did.
The non-linear storytelling that Tarantino's kind of famous for. Mm-hmm. Obviously the violence in this movie, but also just like the vibe in general is very Tarantino, where it's like kind of dark comedy, situationally funny, but also like not, I don't know. I thought it was very reminiscent of his movies.
No, it is. And Tarantino is known for doing a lot of different things. And this feels like a different, action movie. Like the whole movie is on a train, which was something I was thinking about during the movie. I'm like, I'm literally watching 2 hours in the same place, which is interesting. Yeah. I mean, you cut to like random places here and there, but that's like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, like a minute maybe, but it's
typically just like backstory. It's not even like relevant to the current time.
Yeah. And I feel like that's something that Tarantino would do is, because what is it? Reservoir Dogs, that whole movie, most of that movie takes place inside a abandoned warehouse or something. Yeah. Like it's just all dialogue for like 2 hours and you get like, some backstory here and there. But yeah, that Tarantino is known for doing some really outlandish filmmaking. And I would agree, this is something, and that's another reason why it pulled my attention in, because from the trailers, it looked like it was all going to be on a train. That's what I felt. And it delivered that. It was literally all on a train, the whole movie.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a wild ride. It was just like so interesting. Like the aesthetic, which I feel like this aesthetic in cinematography is like becoming more and more prevalent. And I feel like it started with Blade Runner 2049. Like this super neon, futuristic look, right? Where like neon colors are like the main palette. I I feel like it started with that. It was in kind of like Squid Game also had it. And it's definitely in this. Well, but maybe that's just because it's like set in Tokyo. I'm not sure, but
well, not only the color palette, but just the way, like just the storytelling is just kind of more modern, I think. Like
all the title cards have like they're predominantly in Japanese and they have like English, subtitle.
And then like there was like flashbacks to like funny moments, or there would be like cutaway gags. And it just feels like kind of like a modern film way of filmmaking, which I thought was interesting. But yeah, dude, it's like a mix of Tarantino and just some like other, I can't think of the other filmmakers, but it's definitely got Tarantino in it.
Yeah, specifically like that when they were talking about how many bodies they killed.
And then it goes into that flashback.
And they're addressing the camera and they're like counting the bodies.
Yes. Out. Okay. Fourth person, or what is it? The fourth wall break.
The fourth wall.
Yeah. Like that's some modern stuff right there. Like you don't see that often.
It was very like Deadpool too, which this director, David Leitch, I think is his name. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's not Leitch because that'd be a very unfortunate last name. But it's Leitch. So I guess that's like Leitch. I don't know. Leche. Milk. Anyways, yeah, he did Deadpool too. And so I feel like a lot of those like funny elements are in this movie as well. But
I just think it's the culture nowadays. Like I think
it's getting very meta,
and then just random bullshit. Like random bullshit go. Like that's just kind of it is nowadays. That's what keeps.
Check your camera.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
You're good.
Yes.
I thought it was 12 minutes.
It is 12 minutes, but I got Kira coming in and turning it off and on so I don't have to get up.
Oh, wow. You have a whole production crew over there?
Yeah, I do.
Shout out Kira, bro.
Shout out Kira.
We're keeping
Thank you. Be back in 4 minutes.
Anyways, well, let's talk about the movie.
Let's talk about the movie.
So Brad Pitt's character was great. I liked him a lot. Sandra Bullock also yeah. So Sandra Bullock's role in the movie, she's like his what did he call her? His handler, right?
Something like that.
So basically, she's the one that's like helping him with the mission.
They're the entire movie.
But she's like almost exclusively voiceover.
Yeah.
She's like at the end of the movie for like a minute on screen.
It was actually really funny to see her roll up because I didn't know Sandra Bullock was going to be in the movie. And she just shows up out of nowhere. I'm like, "Oh, Sandra Bullock."
Well, and there's a couple actors that's the case. But I remember seeing her in a trailer, like in that last scene. They had like a snippet of that in the trailer. So I was like, oh, she's gonna be in here just for the end. But
I don't.
But yeah, so there's quite a few cameos in here. Oh, yeah. I was just like, what the hell? Where did what? Channing Tatum caught me super off guard, but his stuff was hilarious, bro. where Ladybug rolls up and he's just like, "You want to make a quick $200?" And he's like, "Is this like the sex stuff?" First of all, just like this random ass American on a Japanese bullet train.
Exactly.
So funny. Yeah, his stuff was funny. And then Ryan Reynolds also appeared for like literally that might have been a still shot.
They might have said, "Hey, come to the green screen real quick."
We're gonna take your picture. It's just a head. They actually took that from his like headshot. It's just like
from his Instagram.
That's just a head replacement. But yeah, I was those two. I was super off guard.
I think there's another cameo, and a lot of people didn't notice this. My friend Jake actually noticed it when we were watching. You haven't seen Stranger Things, right?
No.
So, there's a character called Hopper in the
the cop.
Yes, I believe he's also in the movie. He's one of the guys with the mask, and when the and I might be wrong, but my friend pulled me in the theater, and he's like, "That has to be Hopper," and I'm like, I mean, it sounds like him. I didn't look it up. I should have looked it up, but
Yeah.
but I forgot his name. But he's one of the guys with the mask, and he was in charge of the bomb, and it blows up and kills him.
Interesting.
Okay. I don't know if you want to look that up real quick, but
yeah, I'm looking.
I can't remember what his name is in like his real life name, but I'm pretty sure that was him.
Seeing him in the cast.
You're not seeing him?
No, I'm not seeing him. Interesting. Well, maybe he was though.
I don't know. Maybe my friend. I don't know, because he was like pretty confident. He's like, "Yeah, that's him." I didn't look it up. I probably should have looked it up before I said all this.
It's okay. I'll take your word for it, Jake. There's an actor in this. His name is Masi Oka. He's Japanese. He was in, I don't know if you ever saw this show, but it was a huge show a long time ago called Heroes. Did you ever hear of Heroes?
Which character is he? Is he the old
He's the conductor
warrior
on the train. No. He's the conductor on the train.
Oh my gosh, no. No, I didn't know that he was a famous actor.
Yeah, he's in here. What network did that show? Bro, this was one of my favorite shows when I was like 12.
What? I just thought he was a random guy cast as a desk.
No, it was from 2006. He's the main character in this show.
The ticket collector guy.
Yes. And it's with Hayden Panettiere is in this show too.
That's so random.
Yeah, so it was done. I can't believe you've never heard of Heroes. Anyways, I was like, oh, Dad, look, it's the guy from Heroes.
I haven't heard of that. I gotta watch it now though.
I don't know.
It's Andy approved. It's Andy.
It is, dude. It is a sick show. It's a sick show.
Okay.
Anyways, Heroes. Shout out Heroes.
Shout out Heroes.
So yeah. This episode is all over the place.
Bullet Train end credits. No, dude, but all the characters were so fun. The twins or the brothers.
Yeah.
They were like my second favorite characters. Like
for sure.
They were so fun.
They were hilarious.
And the little running gag that was it Tangerine? He's the one, like he had the gag with like Thomas the Train.
Yes.
That was so funny.
That was Lemon. Lemon was the black dude.
And then the white guy was Tangerine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Brian Lee Henry is the actor that plays Lemon. But yeah, the Thomas the Tank was so funny, bro.
Dude, you're a diesel. I'm gonna go around calling people a diesel if I don't like them. You're a diesel.
Yeah. And he had like this little sticker book.
And you'd
but it came in handy because he used it to like show Tangerine that girl was actually like a bad guy. Mm-hmm. Like he put the sticker on her.
So that's another point I want to make real quick about this movie that I just think is really well done. So going into it, I knew it was probably going to be a movie all on a train.
It probably was a movie. Yeah, I would agree.
I'm leaving.
Goodbye.
No. So I knew that it was probably going to be all on a train, the entire movie. So I'm like, how are they going to like make this really compelling if the whole thing is on a train? And I noticed that there were so many different side plots going on, and they were done so well. Like you had the side plot with the girl and that Japanese guy. You had the side plot with the twins, obviously Ladybug, and then you had the older guy. And then I know there was like another side plot too. There were so many all at once.
Yeah, basically every character that was on the train, like they had their own
little motivation.
They had their own story and their own motivation for being on the train.
And then they all tied together eventually. Like they would all meet up, and somehow all these stories would cross over on this train. Yeah, I thought that was so unique.
You don't find out how they're all woven until the end.
Yeah.
Where the White Death is the main the main villain in the movie. He explains like his whole master game plan behind everything. But basically this whole movie was orchestrated by the main villain in the show. The movie.
In the show.
In the show.
Should make
season
a show.
2. I can't wait for season 2.
Should make a show called Bullet Train.
Bullet Train. Yeah, it was really interesting. And I will say too, one of my favorite like characteristics of this movie was that none of the characters felt safe. Like I felt like anyone could die at any point because they killed people like immediately.
That's a really good point.
Like
actually.
when Bad Bunny showed up, like threw 5 punches and then died, I was like, oh damn, like they're not messing around. Like they're gonna
hyped him up too. Like
they did.
They had a whole 5-minute section just on his backstory, and then he dies immediately. And you're like,
dude.
Oh.
And I thought, based on the trailer, I thought he was the main villain.
Yeah, no.
Because he was like the only one that they showed fighting Brad Pitt's character in the trailer, and I was like, oh, Bad Bunny's like the main villain in this movie, and then, yeah, it's such a funny. But yeah, he like showed up, got his ass kicked, and then died, and I was like, oh dang, they're gonna kill characters in this movie, and I was like, it kept me way more invested because I wasn't sure, if Ladybug was gonna die, and then when they killed Lemon, I was like, oh shit, like I did not expect them to kill that character. He was definitely like a favorite
and then
throughout the movie.
What was interesting about that too is like they killed Lemon, but then they like it was like a double twist. Like they brought him back to life. So he came back to life. And then they killed the other guy, and it's like this movie is all over the place. Like you're right. Yeah. That's a really good point actually. I didn't think about that. Like
even when Ladybug got the venom injected into him, I was like, oh damn, like he's gonna die. I literally thought that was the end, and then the antidote happened, and I was like, okay, he's still alive, and then he got bit by the snake, and I was like, oh shit, he's gonna die.
But he's got the venom in him.
But he's got the antidote.
He's got the antidote. Oh.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I've never seen a movie that's handled that many characters, but every one of them felt like they could die at any moment. Yeah, like talk about like really good handling of multiple characters. Yeah, it was good.
That you're absolutely right. That's a really good point. And that's also why I think it's so watchable, and like you don't get bored. Like even though it's a movie on a train for 2 hours, like you don't get bored with it because you're right. Like you never know when a character is going to die. You never know what characters' plots are going to intersect. You don't know what's going to happen on this train, and they did that very well. Yeah, that's crazy to think about because I thought that too. I'm like, is like Ladybug gonna die? Like
I really thought he was. I was pretty convinced he was. Even the son. I gotta. Be
oh yeah, the son of
the elder, what they called the elder.
Oh yeah,
basically the main guy that put this whole thing into motion, essentially, in a way. But yeah, so the son of this, because the whole movie starts with this guy's son gets pushed off of a building.
Yeah. And
so he goes on the bullet train to hunt down whoever he thinks pushed his son off the building. And he like, we thought he died like halfway through the film. We thought he got killed. And I was like, shoot, man, like everyone's at risk here. No one's safe.
It is really interesting that like at the end, it got really down to just Ladybug and just a few people. Yeah. And that's another interesting thing about the movie too, is there's some scenarios that were just so unique. Like, for example, the lady with the venom, she was inside the anime bear the entire time. Yeah. I thought that was
the hornet.
I thought that was like so dumb, but also like kind of unique at the same time.
I knew it, bro. I knew when the first time they interacted and she was like holding onto the briefcase. You obviously didn't know who that was at this point, but I knew from that point that it was like, I was like, oh, this character is, they're gonna come back.
I just thought it was a dumb little gag. Like, oh, the teddy bear is taking is taking the briefcase, but it's just meant for laughs. No, she was actually an assassin the entire time. Yeah. So there was that, and then I also really liked the idea of the daughter wanting to kill her own dad. I thought that was like random.
That character I had I did not expect her to be the main dude's son. Which, looking back, there was a decent clue. So when she spit on the guy, it's a lot. There's a lot of sons
on her brother.
Yeah. So the I got to get the names right because people are going to be so confused at me trying to explain this. The White Death's son is in possession. No, sorry.
No.
Lemon and Tangerine are tasked. Their whole thing is they're tasked with getting the briefcase and getting the White Death's son. The White Death's son is dead, and the girl, her name is Prince, I think, in the movie, but she like spits on him, and I was like, that's really weird. But then you find out later, you know, like obviously they're siblings.
Man, that family's just messed up, huh? They got some serious family issues going on.
Yeah. But yeah, I did not expect her at all to be what she was, especially because she had a British accent this whole time. And so it did a good job of kind of like, you know, distracting from the fact that she might be related to this Russian mafia boss.
And the way that she was going to kill him too was also really unique. And the fact that he just didn't do it again, like it was so well done. Like you didn't expect anything that was going to happen. I thought he was going to, pull the trigger, and I thought he was going to die right then and there. And then she was going to win. I don't know. You don't know. Like,
yeah, you have no idea what's going to happen in this movie because they set it up where like pretty much anything can happen. And that's kind of the whole point of the movie is that like, you know, fate will win in the end. Like, you can't control fate. And that was kind of like the main message, which, you know, I'll talk a little bit about. I have a few gripes with the movie that I think it fell short on. One of them is that this movie doesn't have like a very inherent like deep message that it's bringing. The only message in this movie really is that like fate is fate. Yeah. And karma, what comes around goes around. That stuff is very secular, and it is what it is. You can't control it as much as you may want to.
This movie is what it is. That's basically what this
basically that is the message of this movie. And so anything's possible. You know, things that they implement at the beginning of the movie that have a certain role in the beginning, they could take on a whole new meaning by the end of the movie. And it's cool in that sense for sure. But
that's actually another really good point. Thanks for reminding me. That's true. Like when I was out of the theater, I was thinking about it. I'm like, what is the kind of the overall theme of this movie? And it really just kind of is fate. Like it's brought up so many times, and they're like, oh, fate brought me here. Fate will end the White Death. Fate this, fate that. And it's like,
and that was basically, jeez, I can't talk. Thanks for joining us on the Film School Dropouts podcast. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm not talking.
Oh, that was all you're going to say? Okay. I'm so confused. No. What I was saying is like fate. You're right. Like that's just kind of what's the point of making a movie about fate? Like if anything's going to happen, yes, anything's going to happen. Yeah. I mean, it is a kind of a good message because some people think like, everything happens for a reason. If you're going for kind of that, that's a good message, because you can look at life like that way, like, oh, everything happens for a reason. And, and that's a good message, but I don't know if the movie conveyed that, like perfectly, because they kept using the word fate. And I mean, I know fate kind of means that, but, at the same time,
Well, I think people all have their own different ideas of like what fate is. I mean, like, and what I think is cool is that they kind of transcended the cultural aspect of this idea of fate. Cause Ladybug calls it luck, and he's like, I'm unlucky or whatever. So they'll call it luck, like Eastern culture or a lot of people nowadays will say like the universe, right? Like the universe has been kind of deified now, but yeah, I think people will hear the word fate and they'll kind of think of whatever their version of that is to them. And so I think that message is portrayed well, but it's just like the only thing that the movie offers.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Like I was walking on the movie and I was like, is there anything else to this movie besides that?
It's
not like a really deep idea. Like, so But at the end of the day, like, I guess that's also kind of what you're going to get with this kind of movie. It's just kind of all over the place. That doesn't mean though that you can't have a really deep message.
Right.
I just feel like if you're going to have a movie like this, the odds that it doesn't have a deep message is kind of higher.
It gets higher because it's more based on like action and
more based like, oh, here's the skeptical, like, you know, and then they still at the same time have to put a message in. So it's more focused on all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that's an excuse to skimp out on that, but I don't know. I think my favorite movies tend to, they're self-aware. They know what they are. Like this knows it's an action movie, like very blatantly. But also when they really try to incorporate deep, you know, human themes to it that just like challenge your thinking. That's, I mean, like think about Inception. Inception is also an action, like it's an action thriller, psych thriller, but it's deep. That movie,
it's more grounded,
so deep.
Yeah.
And it poses ridiculous questions that you could never possibly know the answer to, but it challenges you to think about new things. This movie is just kind of like, what comes around goes around, or like literally what you said, it is what it is. That's like kind of the only c'est la vie, is kind of the main theme. But.
Well, and honestly, like, now that I think of it, I remember turning to my friend and being like, classic voice crack.
Sorry. I'm kind of a bully today.
You are. I'm just kidding. No, you can blame me. No, but I remember turning to my friend and being like, it was good. You know, it wasn't anything amazing, but it was a good movie. I would even say it was great, but I wouldn't sit there and be like, this movie blew me away. And I think you hit on the nose. It's because it's not deep and emotional and connected. It's just kind of like a fun movie that you sit down and watch. But you're right. Like, you know, movies that have, you know, great action, great character, but also have a deep message, I feel like I'm more close to than a movie like this. And I think that's why I kind of said that. I'm like, you know, this is a good movie, but I don't know if I would watch this one again. I mean, I really liked it, but I don't know if I'm going to spend my time, use my time, my valuable time, and watch, out of all the movies I can watch, this one. I don't think I'm going to do it again because I can watch a movie that provides a great message and I connect to personally, emotionally, more than this one.
Right.
So I think that's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, so let's compare it to, I mean, you kind of said a couple episodes ago that Kill Bill is like your favorite movie pretty much of all time. And so, and honestly, I felt like this movie was kind of reminiscent of Kill Bill in terms of the plot, in terms of like the structure of it. But Kill Bill's deep. Yeah. Kill Bill has some very like deep, like deep themes that it presents. Well, even this movie where it was like, you know, I thought the daughter, I thought that the twist of Prince being, you know, the White Death's daughter, I was like, oh, there's going to be a really interesting, like, what is family and what does that mean? And what's the importance of like, do genealogical ties matter? You know, I thought it was going to be that, but it was literally just like daddy issues was that character like summed up. She was like, you didn't pay attention to me. I was like,
yeah, it was kind of played off as a joke. Yeah.
I was like, no, that's not it, man.
That's not it.
So I don't know. The movie fell short in thematics for me, but
well, in Kill Bill, like that movie starts out with it being very dramatic. Like, that movie is an action movie and it's crazy, but it starts out with it being, you know, really depressing actually at first. Yeah. And that's why you feel so much for this character because she literally got so much taken away from her.
Right.
But in this movie, it's kind of like, oh well, just keep going with the flow, you know, like.
Yeah. You don't even know anything about Ladybug really.
Yeah. It's just, everyone's just kind of in the motions, kind of just on this train doing something. And then it all
doing something. It all have their like motivate. And even like, I don't know, the twins, they don't really even have like a deep motivation for anything. They're just doing their job.
But then their job gets screwed.
Yeah. Their only motivation that's like deeper than them just carrying out actions is their, you know, the fact that they love each other as brothers. But
yeah,
I don't know. It was, not to beat a dead horse, but I felt like it was pretty
even
void of meaning.
Even the scene when the brother did die, like he just kind of puts his like
his necklace,
on him, and then walks away. Like, they establish that they've been brothers for literally their entire life. And
which I was quite surprised by that. I thought that they were like, they just had this funny thing of like being twins, and that's just like what they were referred as, but they weren't actually. But then it like actually cuts to them as kids, and they're like, they've been brothers their whole lives. So like theory time. How'd that happen?
No, I mean, I think that scene is actually perfectly sums it up. Like, he puts the necklace on him, and you have this like quick, sad moment, but we just got to get right back to like the action, fun moments. Like, I'm supposed to believe that this is his like brother for his entire life, and then that's it. He just puts a necklace on him, and he's like, okay, like, I don't know. If that was my brother, maybe it's just me. If that was my brother, I would be there for a little longer.
I like how they fixed it later when they flipped it and they had Lemon alive and Tangerine was dead.
Yeah, he was like crying.
I thought his reaction of like he just screamed. I was like that's pretty spot on. I feel like characters like these people where they're like hard asses, they fight and they kill people for a living. Like that's an appropriate emotional response, because like it's pretty unlikely that these people are just gonna like bust down in tears and like bawl. Like they're not like that. I thought him screaming, just like that emotion and sadness turned to anger. I was like, that's good. Good job. Good writing.
Yeah, that's good points. I didn't really have any cons with this movie, and that was a good one.
I have another one. I felt like the entire first act of this movie was characters explaining shit to each other.
I can see that. Yeah.
Like I think like the first, I don't know, this movie's 2 hours, right? So like literally the first 35 minutes was them just like this talking about things that they should already know, but they don't know because they need to explain it to the audience. Like the audience needs to know. Like the whole thing where, you know, the brothers, you know, one of them is explaining who the White Death is to the other brother, as if the other brother wouldn't know that. You know, it's just like, that's a very common tactic, I think, in storytelling, where you have to tell exposition, but you don't want to just like waste a bunch of time going back in time and like showing it. You just have them explain it to another character. But I don't know. I feel like that gets way overused in this movie. It's like every piece of exposition is like, let me explain it to you in like a little story.
Yeah, and I think they kind of hide that by like actually visually showing that.
Visually showing it, yeah. Like, which makes it better. It makes it better, but
I think that's kind of why I didn't notice that either at first. Is because you know they kind of have that modern day filmmaking where they cut back, and then that's when they broke the fourth wall, and it was kind of interesting. But I get what you're saying at the same time. Like, even when you like do that, it's still exposition. You know, at the end of the day, it's still exposition, and you want to show, not tell.
Right.
So
right. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I was just sitting there and I was like, by the time they were discussing the fourth piece of exposition, I was like, this is getting kind of tiresome. And then that's when the action started to happen and Bad Bunny shows up.
Yeah.
And that kind of sets, you know, the actual action into motion. But yeah, that was another gripe I had with the movie. It just felt like them talking about other stuff to each other the whole first act.
No, that's a good point, and I would probably agree with that. Oh my god!
Oh, bless you! Bless you!
Okay.
Salud.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I think we pretty much summed it up. I mean, this movie, it's a good movie. Should you watch it? Yes.
Yeah, I think you'll like it.
You know,
it's a fun time. Don't go in with crazy high expectations. Like, Brad Pitt's not going to win any awards for his performance, but his performance like is fun and it's good and it's believable.
It's unique. Like, this movie is unique. I will say that. If you're looking for like a deep emotional ride, you're not going to get it.
No, you're going to get a really cool action. And I think that is something to be highly praised in this movie, is the action and like the choreography of all the fights and the stunts and whatnot. Like, that was very, you can tell that was kind of the main focus of this movie in terms of like the visuals and whatnot. Like the fighting is top notch.
Oh yeah. They turned like, Yeah, they turn like regular, and that's kind of what John Wick is all about too. Like John Wick is all about using anything around him and fighting with it. That's kind of what this movie was.
You can see that influence, you know.
Yeah, like he fought a guy with a briefcase or just random things like a water bottle or.
I liked at the end when he was like trying to figure out how to stop the train, and he was like trying to read the book, and he was like smacking the dude with the book.
Yeah, and it felt very John Wick-ish. So
yeah.
So I agree with that. Yeah, the action is. This movie is very good with the action, and if you're here for like some unique action, that's what this movie is for as well. So,
unique action.
I don't know why my voice is cracking so
much. Crack. So I think that should be pretty praised in this movie. The stunt work, choreography, all that stuff is really good.
Oh yeah. I recommend this movie. But I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't watch it again. So I'm curious to see, and if, people that are watching this, if you've already seen it, write in the comments, like, would you see this again? Because I'm actually curious. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't see it again. But I'm curious if anyone in the comments, like, tell me if you would see it again. Because I don't know.
I think what makes movies really rewatchable is like that, like you said, that more emotional connection to it. And I just don't think that this movie has that. I think this movie's fun. Like I would watch this movie and have like fun and be like, oh yeah, this is good. But I wouldn't like go out of my way to watch it if I was like looking to have like an enjoyable like movie watching experience. So
and I think it's time to hear my ranking because
I'm actually a little surprised because I thought you were gonna like love this movie. I told my dad that you would give this like a 9.
No, because I walked out of the movie theater and like I said, I was like, this movie's great, but it's not amazing. I mean, I've seen so many better things, and I'm not gonna
Stranger Things even.
I've seen so many Stranger Things. So yeah, honestly, dude, this is gonna shock you, but I'd give it like a high, like 7, like a 7 and 8, 7.8, 7.9, maybe even just a solid 8, like around there, because I don't think it's anything spectacular. I don't think it's not terrible at all, but it's also not like in the middle. It's kind of like a high 7, low B. I kind of just give it that.
Yeah. I would say like 7 to 7.5 is like my range.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't deserve higher. I feel about the same way with this as I do about Thor: Love and Thunder. Like,
that's actually true. That's actually true.
I enjoyed the movie. It was worth, I went at 3:00 p.m. so I've got matinee pricing, worth every penny,
Yeah, and I think that's why people didn't like Thor: Love and Thunder so much, because it's supposed to be like this character that everyone loves, and they just kind of made it like a joke.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it wasn't Thor, it'd be just kind of like this movie. It'd be just like a fun action movie, I would think,
That's a good point.
So that's you kind of said that point. Like, that's a good point on your part.
Thanks.
So
yeah. I mean, it's not my favorite
movie. Anywhere from 7 to 8. That's a good.
That's a huge range. That's like a 10% range. All right. Well, let's talk about theories.
Theories. Okay. I'm excited to hear your theories.
I have one theory.
Okay.
I just want to talk about, I think this will be super fun. Let's theorize how Tangerine and Lemon are brothers.
That is your theory. You hinted towards your theory, and that is your theory.
That is my only theory.
Adoption?
Low key, because here's interesting thing. I was just foreign first. Here's an interesting thing. They only had one necklace,
That is interesting.
I feel like that was so sarcastic. No, but for real, when Lemon was drugged and Tangerine thought he died, he took off his necklace and gave it to him. But when the opposite happened, he didn't do it.
So what are you trying to say here?
So maybe Tangerine is like biologically, someone's son. But maybe, like you said, Lemon is adopted.
Oh.
Because he doesn't have the family heirloom.
That's okay. Okay.
Maybe the necklace is an heirloom. I don't know.
Oh, that's actually.
I wonder what it is. I didn't like take a close enough look at what the necklace was, but
that's a theory. That's another theory.
So
what's the necklace?
Or maybe maybe the mom was just a little wild, or the dad. Who knows? Anyone can get it. Anyone can get it now. It's 2022.
That was a lovely theory.
Do you have anything to add?
No, I just kind of assumed that they were adopted, so I was just, or someone was
adopted. They lived in an adoption house. That's not an orphanage, is what I meant to say.
Well, maybe they are brothers, dude. Like maybe they are, like straight up brothers.
You know, maybe they had. What is that? What is that disease that Michael Jackson had? What is that called? No, what is that called?
Didn't he turn himself into white? Like that's not a
no,
disease.
he did not. What is it called? Viteglio.
What?
He had vertigo. No, I'm kidding.
I gotta charge my computer.
Vitiligo. Ask Kira. Kira will know.
Okay, I'll ask her
right now.
Hey, Kira. What disease did Michael Jackson have? What disease?
Vitiligo.
It was what? It was drugs, she said.
Oh.
Poor Michael Jackson.
He did die from that.
Yeah, he did.
Dang, bro, that was so funny. Shout out, Kira. Anyways, let's give it up for theory time. Memeable moments.
Memeable moments. I'm sorry.
That was so jokes, bro.
Okay. Coming in at number 1. I'm just kidding. All right.
Coming in.
All right, dude. The part where I burst out laughing, spilled all my Cheerios. What?
Oh my gosh, the Cheerios!
I had a bowl of cereal in the theater. No, the part where I was just dying was when you've played Super Smash Bros, right? You've never played Super Smash Bros?
No, I didn't have Nintendo growing up.
Okay, but did you have, about the memes, right? Where like they would make a meme where new challenger approaches and it's just some random thing. You don't know that meme?
Yes.
Okay. Dude, all I could think of was that meme when the water bottle got an introduction.
Oh, that was
new
funny.
Challenger approaches water bottle.
Water bottle. That was funny.
It was in like the cooler too, so it showed it from like its original path. That was jokes.
That was big jokes. Yeah, I like that. And I like the way that they shot it too. It was like POV on the bottle.
He was like his own little character. He had like his own moveset.
He had his own journey. Like you said, everyone had their own journey in this movie.
I had another one. This one's not really like a meme. Well, I guess you could like crop it and make a meme, but it's just when the wolf started, like you could like crop it out and like I don't know what I'm saying. Don't worry about it.
You do you, boo. Get it, girl.
No, when the wolf, because he's like super serious. So when he howled, dude, it was so bad. It's not really a meme, but it was just, I was just cringing. I'm like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
I did not like that.
I wish he was in the movie for longer. I think he could have been really funny.
Yeah, he was cool.
Also, along those lines, I feel like a very memeable line was when he was like, you took everything from me. And Brad Pitt was like, dude, I don't even know you. It reminds me of like, you know how people are like, I don't know you like that.
I actually was going to say that as a meme, but I didn't do that because it's in the trailer. So I don't know.
True. Yeah, that's fair.
But you had a meme, right?
I did. Yeah. I thought the end where, so the White Russian, that's not his name.
The White Russian, that's a drink.
That is a drink that I haven't had on the air tonight, despite the way that I'm acting. I'm acting so goofy. No, the White Eclipse.
The White Eclipse. What is this?
The Winter Solstice.
The Winter Soldier.
The first Avenger. No, the white, what the frig? The White Apocalypse.
No, the white, what is it actually? God dang it.
The bubonic
the White
plague.
Death. The White Death.
The White Death. When he's like about to shoot Brad Pitt, at the end, and Brad Pitt calls him bro. He's like, let's talk about this, bro, or something. And in his like Russian accent, he's like, don't call me bro. Just so out of the blue, bro. So out of the blue.
You know who the actor is, right?
I do know.
He plays Emperor Zurg in
You're
Superman.
lying.
You did what? Why are you freaking out from that?
No way. Emperor Zurg?
No. Like what's his name? What's his name from Superman?
I got so much less hype for that. What?
What's his name? Zahn or something?
Mike don't mess with the Zohan.
What's his name?
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about.
He's the main villain in Superman, Man of Steel. Look it up real quick. It's like Emperor.
He's not though.
Yeah, he is. Oh yeah, he is. Like I thought it was Zurg, or was it like
Zurg? That's Buzz Lightyear. Zurg. That was so good. Wow, I deserve an award for that.
Zurg.
Zod.
That's what it is. That was close.
Zurg. Okay. Well, let's get out of memeable moments.
Do you have any fun facts?
Real quick, hang on. Let me just check my camera.
By the way, this will probably be the last time. We'll see. I'll just call you over if it's not, and you can keep working.
Okay, I'm gonna do something different for trivia, for fun facts.
Okay,
we're gonna do essentially fact or cap.
Fact or cap. I'm down.
So I'm gonna tell you the statement, and you have to say whether it's true or false.
Oh, okay. I like this. I already like this. Okay.
Let me just look at my fun facts and let me figure out how to say this.
True.
One sec. Okay. So here's a fun one.
Okay.
Beyonce was actually supposed to be the character that Sandra Bullock played.
Just because that's so random, I'm gonna go with fact.
It is cap.
Dang it!
It was Lady Gaga.
No, really?
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense because she was actually just in that movie, Gucci. Did you see Gucci? I'm not even. Oh no, House of Gucci. That's what it is.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she was in House of Gucci, dude. She wasn't. That's crazy. Like she was.
I'm so sorry. I just have like the worst giggles right now.
Yeah, man. I'm the one drinking wine. You're just sitting there. It's your hoodie.
I'm just so cozy right now. And she was in The movie with Bradley Cooper. What was that movie called?
Oh yeah, I forget that she's an actress.
The Shallow.
The Shallow. Yeah.
Is that what that was called?
Something like that. A Star is Born, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The Shallow. A Star is Born.
Oh man. Okay. So yeah, Lady Gaga was actually replaced by Sandra Bullock, but she was supposed to be.
I mean, Sandra
I'm
Bullock.
so glad Sandra Bullock was in this.
Okay, but imagine Lady Gaga being in it. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. It wouldn't have fit.
It wouldn't have, but it'd be cool.
Okay. Okay. Aaron Taylor Johnson, who played Tangerine in this movie, he did a lot of his own stunts, and he actually was one of the few people to not get hurt at all on the movie.
I'm trying to
completely
think of
unscathed.
I'm gonna say fact on that too.
It is also cap.
God dang it!
He actually lost a chunk of his hand and passed out after doing a stunt.
Chunk of his hand. A chunk of his hand. He lost
a chunk.
What? How did that happen?
I don't know.
How do you lose a chunk of your hand on set?
He was doing a stunt.
What?
They had swords and stuff. Maybe the water bottle.
The water bottle. New challenger approaching.
So big up Aaron for putting his body on the line.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
if the next one's Cap, dude, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna say Cap regardless now, just for the. I'm just kidding. No.
The director makes a cameo in the movie.
Okay, that's fact.
That is fact. He was innocent victim number 17.
That seems very likely to happen, so that one has to be fact.
David.
David.
Brad Pitt did 100% of his own stunts in this movie.
That's Cap. That's massive Cap.
Do you have a guess for how much he did?
Just because I've seen Brad Pitt like in older movies, and like how he is, like he's not really one to do his stunts. I'm gonna go with like 10%.
10. He did 95% of the stunts.
What?
Yeah. So
Brad Pitt,
bro. 95% of his own stunts, according to the stunt coordinator Greg Rementer.
What?
All
Man,
right.
I'm just getting everything wrong.
Let's do one more. So, director David Leitch and Brad Pitt. So they have a long relationship of working together before this movie. The relationship was that Leitch was worked as Brad Pitt's stunt double on a lot of movies.
Honestly, I don't.
Including, here, I'll tell you the movies. So, including Fight Club, Ocean's 11, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
See, I don't know what Leche looks like. So.
I feel so bad. I don't know how to say his name.
But like a stunt coordinator being a director, does that make sense?
Or he was a stunt double.
I mean, can a stunt devil randomly become a director one day? I'm gonna go Cap on that.
It is fact.
God dang it.
So yeah.
Oh.
That is fun facts with Andy.
And the multiple losses from Cole. That was really interesting. I didn't know any of those things.
What did you think of all the Japanese covers of the, like?
Oh, that was so fun. Oh, I Need a Hero,
songs.
Dude. That was great.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
Cool.
I loved it. The
Was
music
I Have
great.
the Tiger one of them too, or something?
I don't remember Eye of the Tiger. I remember I Need a Hero and Staying Alive.
Staying Alive, yep.
But yeah, no, the music was great.
Yeah. Well, you said that you give it a 7 to 8.
Around there. I mean, I don't know. I guess a 7 I just feel like is way too low just because of how unique and well done the choreographs, like, all the fight scene is. I think it deserves a little bit more than a 7, but at the same time I don't think it's a perfect 8 or above 8. So I don't know. It's kind of weird to rank it. Maybe you're right. Maybe dead in the middle. 7.5 is
7.5. Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So
Brad
Pitt.
Brad, if you're watching, come on the show.
Let's talk about your stunts. We could talk about your stunts with Tina.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I want to interview Aaron and talk about what chunk of his hand is missing.
Dude, yeah. Like, Aaron, if you're listening, what the heck happened, man?
Yeah,
let's talk about that.
How's your hand? An interview. How's your hand? Did you Luke Skywalker it?
Did it fall and you catch it? Dude, that was like actually how episode 7 was supposed to start, right? The original
hand?
Yeah, the original script for episode 7 was after you see the title crawl, you see the hand holding the lightsaber falling through space. And that's how...
Oh, and Maz Kanata?
Yeah, she picks it up.
What a letdown that shit was, too, by the way. Holy crap. That's a long story for another time. Bitch. I never heard that story.
Maybe we can talk about the tragedy.
Dang it, JJ.
Have you ever heard the tragedy of the sequels?
Yeah, I've heard it a lot. It's like every YouTube video ever since 2015 is about that. Oh, man. Wow. Look at us talking about Disney again.
I know. They're everywhere.
Well, that is our...
Well, guys, just kidding.
That is our discussion of Bullet Train. And much like the end of that movie, this is a train wreck. So let's end it on that bombshell. Turning it to Top Gear now. And on that bombshell, good night. That was a good Jeremy Clarkson impression, bro. Is that even the right one, Jeremy Clarkson? Yeah, right?
Did we say our goodbyes yet? Did we? I can't. I didn't remember. Have you done it? I can't remember.
No. Well, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of the Film School Dropouts, where we reviewed Bullet Train. We love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye.